what other way is there to develop Africa without going through development? And I saw that people who work in business hire more people and have longer term impact than, say, what the UN has been able to achieve, or the Oxfam or the Red Cross.
I'm Vanessakanbiyt, and this is West African Wave, a series where I interview people within West Africa and in the diaspora.
But essentially, I am a connector between startups and established organizations such as the UN, Forbes, BBC, and the like. And so I help startups in Ghana and 7 African countries connect with these types of organizations so that they can scale their businesses. So old establishments such as the UN, they're always looking for innovative ideas, and startups can help them with that. And so for the organizations, they get innovative solutions, and then for the startups, they get validation and media attention and so forth.
So is there like a certain type of startup that you work with? Is it in particularly like the innovation sector that you work in, or do you work across a lot of different sectors?
It's pretty agnostic. So I work across a lot of sectors, but my strength is mainly within FinTech. That's the industry that I've been working in for the past 4 years with a Ghanaian FinTech company called Mazzuma. And they work with blockchain technology and artificial intelligence. So, yeah.
How have you seen the FinTech community, and I guess just the tech community in general, change in Ghana? And recently I watched, I can't remember who it was by, if it was Vice or something. Anyway, they did this piece on how the head guy at Twitter and also Elon Musk were thinking about basically coming to Africa, as they say, because that's where things are going to happen next. So what have you seen like on the ground?
For sure, yeah, there's a huge interest. Last year, actually, I was invited to the Alibaba Netrepreneur event, and Jack Dorsey was there, the guy from Twitter. So a lot of people want to come in, but you know, there's also skeptics. There's this new term called, I think it's like technocrats or tech colonization. So people are realizing that technology is like a way to have a strong arm. And I mean, it's good on one side because it connects the Ghanaian ecosystem to what's happening in Silicon Valley and London and Dubai. But in the other side, it's also a bit tricky. So in the sense that when it comes to, let's say, Ghanaian corporations, they still tend to use products from the West. So IBM is set up in Ghana, Oracle is set up in Ghana, Google is set up in Ghana, and these are the people who, you know, support government compared to local players. So I feel like local players still don't have as much of a opportunity to, I don't know, showcase their products. And that's why it's important, the work that I do, connecting them with the international players. Because unfortunately, it seems that Ghanaian tech players are only taken seriously once they have a seal of approval from like a Microsoft or a Forbes or BBC. Then the local people are like, okay, this must be something. Now let's get on to them.
I interviewed Dr. Thomas Mensah, and I think he was involved in the creation of fiber optics. And he was talking about AI, Google AI now in Ghana, and that they chose Ghana out of every African country, which is obviously such a big deal.
So it's actually funny that when Google AI set up, because the FinTech company that I worked with back in 2016, they created the first artificial intelligence bot in Ghana that also speaks pidgin. So typically how it works is, you just go on Facebook and you type, Charlie, I don't want credit. And then the chatbot will be like, how much you want? And then you say 10 cedis, and then you can get the credit automatically. And the reason we did that was wanted as many people as possible to be able to access the technology, because technology can also be quite intimidating and eliminate the people that it's trying to serve. So we were like, how can we get on people with the ground? So I think that's one thing. There is a lot of AI already happening in the system. And I think we're yet to see what's going to happen with Google, but we're all keeping an eye on them. They only set up, I think, last year officially, and I think they're still in like research phases.
So do you think it's beneficial for these companies to come in? or do you think it's better to like build on the ones that are like the company you were working for example?
I don't think it's a bad thing at all, as long as partnerships are developed with the local players. You know, like when you come in, you have to kind of understand who's been here, what work has been done, and how can we partner to do the work rather than work in silos. Because currently in the Ghana tech ecosystem, that's unfortunately what's happening. There's a lot of great work, but everybody's doing the great work in different corners, and they're not necessarily collaborating. So we're not moving as fast as, say, Kenya or even Rwanda.
Are they working more in partnership with each other?
100%. So my work takes me to Kenya quite a bit, and I was there last year in November for about a month. And when you see, like, you know, the way the corporates and startups are working there is quite different. And they're like different sectors work hand in hand, whereas here it's kind of difficult sometimes to understand who's doing what. So sometimes you find like duplications, or you find someone doing 7 things when they don't have to, and they can just partner with someone else.
Oh gosh, that's like, that must be quite frustrating in a way.
Yeah, it can be very frustrating, but you know, one day at a time, I guess. And it's getting better though. You know, I think there's a lot of active conversations on Twitter and Slack channels. So you're able to see who's doing what, and then reach out to people and then be like, hey, let's just, you know, foster a partnership.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't already, don't forget to watch part 1 of this interview, and please do hit that subscribe button to help me grow this channel, and see you later. Bye.